Alright, so our application is really coming along. We have 3 different functionalities: geolocation, camera, accelerometer. The next thing I want to add is I want to use the contacts API so that we can add new contacts as well as view our contact list. So if we go back to NetBeans, we need to create a panel or a page for our contacts. So again, I'm going to copy geolocation, and this is going to go right under accelerometer, and this is going to be the contacts. Okay, contacts. Let's make that a lowercase. Title, contacts ID is also going to be contacts, and we want to get rid of the style and the data load, and then get rid of the content. Alright, and we also want to create, we're going to be creating a new JavaScript file for our contacts. So this is going to be contacts.js. Let's create that real quick. And let's go and create our HTML before we do anything. So in the contacts panel, we're going to have a couple buttons. So we're going to say button class is going to be button. Alright, so class button, and we're going to say on click. On click, we are actually going to put the API right in the on click handler. So we're going to say appmobi dot contacts dot get contacts. We'll just say get contact. So let's copy the button, paste. The next one is going to be actually it's going to be add contact singular. And this should actually be plural. So get contacts, add contact, and the next one is going to choose. We're going to choose a contact from our device. Okay. So now we're going to spit out our contacts as a table. So we need to create a table to put them in. So table, and we want to give that an ID of contacts table, and we'll say border equals 0. The width is going to be 100%. Alright. And inside the table, we're just going to have a caption for now, which will just say contact list. So that should be all the HTML we need. If we save that, we can we need to create a link to it. So right under accelerometer, you want to put the contacts link. Now if we go and reload, now if we click on contacts, we have get, add, and choose, and you can see add works right off the bat. Now as we do this in the emulator, if we create a contact and then we reload the page, reload the app, and come back, that contact's going to be gone. That's how it's going to work in the emulator. When you test it on a real device, it'll go into your actual contact list. Right now we have nothing there, but like I said, on your own device it'll go and you can grab a contact, you can add a permanent contact, you can choose them and load them on the list, things like that. So it's a little different when we're using a virtual device. So let's go ahead and add our JavaScript. So we're going to add an event listener with document.add event listener, and this is going to be app.mobi.contacts.get, and we're going to call the contacts received method, and we'll put false. Alright, and we're going to create a function called contacts received, and that's going to be the only function we're going to create in this video. That's all we need. Alright, so first of all, let's put the table in a variable. So variable table equals document.getElementById contacts table. Alright, so right now we'll set table.innerHTML to nothing, just so we have it initialized. Next we're going to create a variable called myContacts, and that'll be equal to appmobi.contacts.getContact list. Okay, so that's going to hold our contact list. Now what we want to do is we want to iterate through the contact list and get each one, so we need a for loop for that. I'm going to say for variable I is equal to 0, and we're going to say as long as I is less than my contacts dot length, and then we want to increment. Alright, so we have quite a bit to put in here. First of all, we're going to say variable my contacts is equal to appmobi.contacts dot get contact data, and inside that get contact data is going to be the contact for this particular iteration. Okay, and at the Intel website, the HTML5 developers website, there's a lot of documentation about contacts and camera and all the different APIs. There's a lot of information and examples too for all the JavaScript APIs. So I would suggest that in addition to watching this, you go there and browse around. Alright, so what we're going to do now is create the elements of the table. So let's say var tr is equal to document dot create element, and if you haven't used the create element method before, it's just going to create whatever element we put in the parentheses, which in this case is going to be a table row. And next we're going to say var message is going to be equal to document dot create element, and this is going to be a table column or TD, and then msg dot inner HTML is going to be equal to my contacts dot name, and then tr dot append child msg. So we're putting our table together here. Basically, it's just creating a table row and a table column, and it's going to have the person's name in the first column. Okay, so now let's do another one. Variable msg. Actually, we can just copy this. What we're going to do is have the name and then have the phone numbers and emails. Alright, so what we need to do is change the second one to phones. I think that's all. Oh, we need to add in table dot append child, and that's going to be tr. And this one is going to be emails, and we're just going to grab that append child, put that down here as well. And this is because both the phones and email contacts, we can have multiple, so there can be a work phone, a home phone, a mobile phone, same type of thing with emails. So that's why we're adding this extra line. A name is obviously just one thing. So I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's all we need to do to get this working. So let's test it out. Contacts. Let's add a contact. I'll just add my name. Email. Say test at test.com. Address. And all this stuff isn't mandatory. Okay, so now click get contacts, and it did fetch a contact, but it's not the one we entered. Looks like Ryan O'Reilly. Must come with the XDK as a sample or something. And choose contacts not working either. Oh, actually, for choose contacts is actually supposed to be choose contact singular. So let's try that. Oh, here we go. So these are all our contacts. So we can load in mine or not. choosing them is fine. It's just getting them there that's not really working correctly. It's just giving us one, or I don't know if it's giving it. Hold on a second. Get contacts. Moby. That's right. Huh. Get contacts, contacts received, variable, table. That's right, contacts table. Alright, so apparently there's some kind of limitation from within the XDK virtual environment, because this, I tested it using AppLab. I tested it on my device and it's working fine with my contacts. So I'm not sure what happened. You can see that the name that the contact we added did in fact get stored. There's just something going on with the table where we're trying to display them. So once we get to the AppLab section and you get to test on your device, just run this through and it should work.